Okay, guys, welcome to Saturday morning.
You are watching Melody Lane. With me, you're gonna have a great crafting time.
Good morning, everyone. Today we have a Patreon hangout after class today, about I think 12:15 or so. Or there are links below if you're new to Patreon or YouTube membership or Facebook membership. There are links below in the description. Thank you, Danielle, for subscribing. If you subscribe during this video, your name will appear on screen. And welcome all the newbies who got Cricuts for Christmas. And all of you experienced people, don't leave. This video is not just for newbies. We need your help. Okay, so I have a lot to cover today. We only have about an hour because I have to hang out with my supporters afterwards. And so what I'm asking is, for the newbies new to my channel, we do this every Saturday morning, 11 a.m. And we like to have your questions in all caps. I usually answer live questions as I go. Today, I'm going to answer the questions at the end of the video just because there's so much to show you. Also, I may go a little fast today just so I can get all the information in. So you may need to watch the video twice if you're brand new. You may need to watch the video twice, and I suggest you can follow along. You can pause the video, follow along, and find it on your computer. Have your tab open with you, have a tab open with YouTube, or maybe on the iPad you can watch the video and work on the computer. And so for those of you who are in the chat who are experienced, you guys are here every week, you know almost everything in Design Space. You may still learn something. So if you could help the newbies, that would be amazing, to answer their questions. And then I will go back and answer their questions live at the end, so we can learn the most. So we can go through, watch it. And sometimes it's fun just to rewatch the video and read the chat, because you actually learn from the chat when I'm teaching something else. It's almost like two videos in one. So welcome, everybody. Thank you all for being here. If you're not subscribed to my channel, you might want to subscribe. Click that bell and you'll be notified every time I do a video. I have 68 other live Design Space classes. One of them is called For Beginners, Where to Start. So if you're new, you might want to start with that video. If you are subscribed or logged into YouTube and subscribed, and you watch a video, most of them are an hour long. You don't have 68 hours to watch a video, watch my videos. But I teach a lot of the same things in different ways in the video, so you'll learn that way. And YouTube will know where you left off. So if you start watching a video and you come back to that video, you will start off where you left off in the video. So I highly suggest logging in and subscribing. So we already have lots of questions going on in the chat, and some people answering. I have so many videos, and as I go, like when I get to the text part, I'm going to show you quickly a little text, but I have an hour-long video on text. So we don't have 5 hours today to show you absolutely everything. But next week, I'm going to be showing weld, group, and attach, and the differences and different ways of using them. And I already have videos on those too. But I will answer questions live and all of that. So please be patient. We're going to try to get through this as fast as we can and then take questions. But if you have questions, feel free to ask. And all those awesome people in the chat who are here every week will help answer your questions. I really appreciate you guys. You guys, the experienced people, you're making this fun. Bobby Papercraft, he is our channel cheerleader. We come in a half an hour before class and he starts doing cheers. We're chatting it up and we have a lot of fun. And he shares some informational links. Thank you, Bobby. And Jamie, too. Jamie, if you could do me a favor and if there's some questions that I need to answer on screen to show the answer, because sometimes you can't really answer in text, please message those to me. And then when I get to the questions, I will check Jamie's message and get those. All right, guys, let's get started. First, let's do this. Here's a shout out to just a few of the people who support my channel on Patreon. Denise, Bianca, Heather, Deborah, Margaret, Bridgetta, Treva, Millie, Tammy, Kimberly, Lynn, Jeannie, Patricia, Christine, Ashley, Johnny, Karen, Samantha, Susan, Barbara, Nancy, Catherine, Leslie, Susan, Meta, Melissa, Christine, Ellen, Tony, Dale, Mary Jane, Marion, Mickey, Margarita, Jenny, Chris, Christy, Donna, Rebecca, Laura, Allison, Shamina, Christy, Clarice, Donna, Yvonne, and Mercedes. And here's a shout out to a few of the people who co-sponsor every video. Thanks, guys. You're awesome. And Sheila, you are so funny. Sheila says, just remember, don't listen to my song. I actually had a comment. Someone said, stop singing. It's not me singing. But it's a song that gets stuck in our head, and we all like it, except for Sheila. And maybe some of you don't. But you can skip ahead to that. We love Sheila. All right, let's get over to Design Space. I got a thank you note for my last order. Okay, so here is the home page of Design Space. Like I said, I'm going to try to go fast. Oh, and I want to welcome all of you on Facebook. The chat that you see on the screen is coming from YouTube. If you're on Facebook and you want to see the chat, you have to come on over to YouTube. It's youtube.com/Melody Lane. But I can see your chat on Facebook, but like I said, I'm not answering the questions right now. I will in the end, so you may have to ask them again. Okay, if you hear snoring, that is my dogs. They snore while I do videos. Okay, let's get over here. Okay, so this is the home page of Design Space. I usually skip this page. Welcome, Kate, as new member. You can now use my emojis. And you get my Design Space file, so welcome. So this is the home page of Design Space. When I go to Design Space, let me lower this a little so you can see this right here. I don't hit an icon on my desktop or anywhere on my computer. I go to my favorite browser, Chrome, and I click in the thing here, and all I do is I start typing design. It automatically goes to Design Space. And that's what I do. It's going to say leave site because it's refreshing. And it will take me here. And for those of you who don't know, you do not even have to open your box. You can keep it in the box. You leave your machine in the box if you want to. If you're afraid to open it, learn Design Space first. Although opening the box, it'll walk you through it, and we'll go over that a little bit. But you can learn Design Space. Okay. So here's Design Space. You can click these things and they will go automatically. They just added Leah Griffith to Cricut Access. And they have some things they show on sale and stuff here. Okay, the first thing you see are my projects. If you don't have any projects, you won't see any projects. But it'll say my projects and you can click view all. Thank you, Ronald. Sheila, I owe you another coffee. And you can click this. If you go over here, has an arrow. You can see more. These are just my personal projects. And it won't show them all. It stops right there. But if I were to click view all, I have hundreds of projects. And I share them with my supporters. I mean, it will go on and on and on and on and on and on and more and more and more. Okay. Whoops, that's not what I wanted. Let's go back to home. So when we're on the canvas, we can click here and go to home. So this is where we were. Now here you have ready to make projects. You can again click this and you can click view all. So these are projects that they have ready and all you have to do is click make it. This is Gingerbread Man. It will explain how to do it, tell you the materials you need. And then it has a make it button. On fabric, let me make this up a little higher. On fabric projects, you cannot customize them because of the seam allowance. But you can just click make it and it will take you to the mat. If it's a white mat, they're asking for white material. Brown mat, brown material. And you can use any material you want, although this project is for felt. But that's what these mean. Color of the mat, that's the color you put on. It's really easy. Okay, let's go back to home. And then it has underneath this first line of ready to make projects, it has top video tutorials. These are Cricut videos. Videos made by Cricut. These will help you a lot. This one will help you make this project. This will help you give you design space fundamentals. Learn how to attach. Let's work with images, uploading images, get to know the knife blade, text and font fundamentals. And it just goes on. And then you can view all on YouTube too. And then they have cards. Same thing. Let's click this one. So it tells you how to do it. This is just a card that is actually in Design Space, and you can customize it. Customizing means it will bring you to this page. Now this is all done with paper, but by customizing it, you can change the color. Okay, well, you don't want that color. It's the same color as the other one. Or you could change it to print. You can ungroup it. Now, I'm not going to get into a lot of this. Actually, I'm going to move this and this and this out of the way. And I'm going to select this all. Don't worry, if you're new to Design Space, you'll learn this later. But then I can flatten it all if I wanted to do print and cut. And let me zoom out. So none of this may make sense to you right now, or like, how did she do that? Don't worry, we'll get there. Okay, let's go back to home. I just wanted to show you how customizing can be different. I'm going to have to rewatch this video to read the chat. These are free for Cricut Explore Air 2. If you have the Cricut Explore Air 2, these images will be free. They're also in access. So if you have access, they're free. But if you don't have access and you do have Cricut Explore Air 2, they should be free for you. Okay, and we scroll down, free for the maker. So these are free. This one is not in access, but it's in the category free for Cricut Maker. So these should be free with the Cricut Maker. These are awesome. And then they have home decor. So these projects are all made by Cricut. And they give you ideas. If you don't know what to make, you can go to these ideas and just go iron on. These are all fun. And then New Year's, these are new New Year's projects they have. Fun. Sewing. If you want to sew, did you know the Cricut Maker can cut 3 layers of fabric at once? Oh, look at the little lobster. I think I need to make that. Fun. And then Cricut Community. These are projects that people have uploaded. If you add a picture, if you click share in your projects and add a picture, it's going public. A lot of people do that and they don't know their pictures are public, and they're even uploading just pictures, random pictures on their phone of their kids, and they're public, and people don't know that. So we can go over that later or answer some questions later. Okay, so that's all here. If you want to go straight to your projects, you have the option of clicking right here too, or clicking new project. To be honest, I've never hit this button ever in my life that said new project. I didn't know it was there until just now because I've never looked up here. When I go to this page, if I don't want to look at these projects, I usually go straight here. And it says I have something on the canvas because we customized that card project, and I don't want to save it. I just want to replace it with nothing. So I'm going to click replace. Thank you, Bobby. Bobby's sharing my link to Cricut Design Space group. I have a group on it's called Cricut Design Space with Melody Lane. There is a link in the description for my groups and my pages and my other social media. Okay, I got confused. I got squirrel because Jamie messaged me, but keep messaging me, Jamie, those questions. My group, Cricut Design Space, is a great way to answer questions. It's a Facebook group, and we can show pictures, and even sometimes I do a quick video to show you how to do something that you're asking about, or can show us screenshots, or you can share screenshots so we can see what's happening or what you're needing help with. Okay, let's start at the top, okay? These 3 lines. This will go to your profile. This home button takes you right back to where we were. It takes you back here. Okay? And they're the same 3 lines here. Canvas takes you here. The same place new project takes you. New machine setup. So if you've just gotten a new machine, I have a video for every new machine I received on unboxing it and doing the first project. So let's just go through this really fast. If you're afraid to open your machine and set it up, it's really easy. It explains it all right here. I'm going to hit continue. My maker is hooked up to it. And then we're just going to hit continue. It's taking us, I'm not hitting any buttons. It's doing it all for me. I'm not clicking anything. So it's showing me the first project that we're going to do. So it tells you right here, click on it. I didn't touch anything, and it's telling me to make it. Okay, and it tells me to click the mat. It walks you through it really easy. I hit continue just as it said, and I'm not hitting anything, and it comes on and tells me what to use. Medium cardstock, and to put your cardstock down because they give you the materials in your box. And then it tells you how to add the pen. Load the premium fine point blade and load the mat into the machine. And for newbies, I want to tell you, when you're loading the mat in the machine, put just a tiny bit of pressure on the edge of it and kind of push it in when you hit the button, just a little bit. Okay, so now it's telling me to load the machine. It will not go any further until I load machine. And the load button is on my machine blinking. The load button on my machine is blinking. But we're going to get out of this. We're done. I'm going to say no thanks. maybe later. Start designing. And it takes me back here. Okay, that was new machine setup. Calibration. If you have the maker, your rotary blade was already calibrated at the factory. You don't need to do that unless you have a problem. If yours is not doing it correctly, then try rotary blade calibration. Before you use the knife blade, I have a video on YouTube that says, watch this before buying the knife blade. I suggest you do that. Before you do the knife blade, you have to calibrate. You can start here. I do have a video on how to do that. And print and cut. For the very first time, and you don't have to do this every time, just one time. For the very first time you do print and cut, you want to calibrate it. There are videos on that on YouTube also. Okay, let's go back to the lines. Manage custom materials. If your material is not cutting properly, or you're using a material from another brand or something, and you want to change it, your setting, like say, you're using an outdoor vinyl and it's not cutting all the way through or deep enough, you could edit this and maybe add a little bit more pressure and then save. Or you could do a multi-cut. You can do multi-cut up to 9. Thank you, Ronald, for all my moderators. I have the best moderators on YouTube, I have to say. You guys are amazing. I love you. And then save. I'm going to cancel because I don't want to change mine. And then if you scroll all the way down, look at all these materials. You can add your own material. I think I showed this in last week's live class or maybe 2 weeks ago. It was recent. So we're not going to get into that real far. And then account details. This takes you to Cricut.com. And it has your orders, your profile, your address, your payment settings, order history, memberships, wish list, all that kind of stuff. Link cartridges. If you have a cartridge, the plastic cartridge that comes with images, if you don't know what a cartridge is, don't worry about it. You don't need it. But if you have them from before, they don't make them anymore. You can do that here. It says no Cricut device found because I cannot do it through the maker. I have to have an adapter that I just hook up to my computer, and then I will link the cartridges. If you have any of the Explorer machines, Explorer 1, Explorer Air 2, you can link your cartridges. It takes 2 seconds. You put it in and click the button. It's really easy. You do not need a tutorial for that. Cricut Access. I think this will take you to purchase access settings. What are the settings? Oh, yeah. This is, I don't use this at all, the grid thing, because I'll show you how to use it on the canvas. I think it's easier. You can change it from inch to centimeters if you want. And you can click here and it will take you to keyboard shortcuts. These are the same keyboard shortcuts that most other software companies use too. Okay, so I'm going to exit out of that. Before we go on any further, you'll notice mine doesn't have a grid. It saves my settings. It didn't used to do that, but they're always updating Design Space. So anything that I show you in this video may change. It may be different next month. If there are major changes in Design Space, make sure you are subscribed and click that bell because I will do a video on it. I usually know about it ahead of time, but can't tell you ahead of time. But I always do a video. If I don't have one done for you, I will do it live and we'll go through it together. But to change the grids, there is a little square right between the zeros, right here. You can click it. It'll turn those on and those. Now I have this only on 50%. There's zoom right down here. Now that's 100%, or you can go down to 25%. You need this sometimes when you have a huge project. Thanks for subscribing. And you'll notice these numbers will go up to 60 inches. Your mat is only 11. You can only use images that are 11 by 11.5 by 11.5, or on the big mat, 11.5 by 23.5. But this is not your mat. This is the number one thing that confuses people. I put it on my mat where I wanted it, but when I went to make it, it wasn't in the same spot. We'll get to that in a few minutes. This is not your mat. It will also go down to 60 this way. This is like your craft table where you're laying everything out. When you go to make it, that's your mat. That's different. Okay. What's new features? These will show the new features from the last major update. If you haven't used Cricut Design Space in a few years, but you did use it, a few years ago, and things look different, this may help you, although I have videos showing you exactly what the changes are for every single update, every single big update. Sometimes they add little features that we don't even know have changed. Okay, and update firmware, I skipped that. This doesn't happen very often at all. They usually do software update in the background. It says my firmware is up to date. New features, United States. Okay, if you are in Canada or United Kingdom, you will want to switch it over to Canada or United Kingdom. Whoops, I clicked legal. So this will tell you legal stuff. I've never read all this. Don't plan to. Okay. And help. Help will take you to all these help questions on machines, Cricut Easy Press. If you have any questions about other ones, it's an easy place to click for help. You can sign out and feedback. If there are features you want in Cricut Design Space, fill this out. They go by this. If they have 100,000 requests for one thing, they're going to add it. They have a team of people working on Cricut Design Space, and they're always working on it. They're always trying to make it better. Okay, it's been almost a half hour already. We have to go faster. Please remember, this video will be available later. You can rewatch it and pause it and try the things yourself. Okay, new just means a new project or new mat, new canvas. Templates, I don't use these. But you can scroll down. They have lots of things you can decorate. You can add vinyl to, paper projects. Let's click on these shorts. Okay, now you can't see these very well there. So these are the shorts. These are women knee, women short. So they make them shorter, and then they have small size, and they have custom. So you can add the custom dimensions. So if you measure your shorts and put the dimensions on them, you can add them here. You can also change the color of them. So you can see what maybe white vinyl will look like on your red shorts. And when changing the color, you can click down here. Thank you, Sandy. You can also click this side part right here. Okay, so that's how to change colors. Okay, projects. This takes you back to the home page with the ready to make projects. You can click on categories. You can select my projects, my favorites. My favorites are not your favorite projects. They're favorites that you choose in the ready to make projects. Like if you click on the little star, that will make it your favorite. So you can choose your favorite projects. And then you can choose all of these. I'm not going to go through that. You can also search these projects. You cannot search your own private projects yet. We're hoping they add that. Images. Now I've seen people ask for images and all they're finding are the projects. And they're searching for images here. When you click on images, it gives you 60,000 images. Now you can scroll down for a long time and it will stop. You're not going to see all 60,000 images. You can search for them. You can go to categories, free for the week, most popular, recently added, and then they have all of these categories to easily find. Scroll down further, they have them by designer. If you love Martha Stewart and you want to see her designs, you can just click here and it will take you to all the images made by Martha Stewart. Okay. So cartridges are image sets. If you have old cartridges and you link them, they will be here and you can use them. They have to be linked to your account in order to use cartridges. I think this is a new one. I don't remember this one. I think it was just added. I don't know. I don't remember this one. So you can buy the whole, let's go back. These are an access if they have the green A. Anything with a green A is an access. That means it's free for you to use if you subscribe to Cricut Access. I suggest you do. It's amazing. So these are image sets, and I own most of them. Okay, here's one I don't. I can buy it for $29.99. So I could click on that. I have Cricut Access Premium, so I can get it for half price. So I can buy this. It also has a font, and because I have premium access, I get 50% off. Never be afraid to click purchase. You will not be purchasing it unless you add your password. You have to add your password to Design Space to purchase. So never be afraid to click on something to see what they're charging you for or how much it is. So you can search, let me see, Christmas. This will show you every cartridge that has the word Christmas in the title. There are other Christmas ones that may not have Christmas in the title. There are a ton. Let's put in winter. There are a ton of these. Let's do summer. And of course, you can search any word you want. Wow, there are a lot of summer ones. But if you're looking for something, like I want to do dogs. Okay, there's only one dog thing. Don't think this is all the dog images. Go over to images, then search dog. And there's hundreds. Okay, so this will show you every image that has dog in the title. You can click this I for more information. It'll tell you the title of this one. The title's dog. It has its own number here. And this tells you what cartridge it's from. Four-legged friend. So anything green like this you can click on. And then it will take you to that whole cartridge. And you can see other ones that may coordinate with it. Okay. And let's go back. Now we're going to hit text. I have many videos on text and fonts and all of that. So we're just going to go do this really quick. And I have this only 25%. Let's move this up. Oops. Click on it and you can move it if, why is it not moving? There we go. Let's pretend we're putting hello on our shorts. I want to change the color to white. Okay, but let's say these are a template. So when I go to make it, I'm not actually cutting out those shorts. A template means it's just for me to look at. It's not cutting out. So here's my word hello. And it's white because I have it white. So the mat is white. Let's hit cancel. Okay, let's get rid of this template. And I forgot how. Isn't there a blank one? I don't use templates. I would rather just measure my project I'm going to be doing. Oh, I remember how. Down here, they changed this. So down here on template, you can click the eye and it will hide it. Okay, now we're going to change the color of this just so we can see it. Okay, so we have the word hello. I want to write hello. I don't want to cut it out of vinyl or paper or fabric or anything. I want to write it with a pen. So when you want to look for a writing style, a single line writing style, you click on style, okay? Remember style. And it says regular. You're going to click the little arrow. And different fonts have different options. We're going to choose writing. See what it did? So it will write this out. Now I want to choose a different font. Still a writing font. I'm going to keep this writing. And then I'm going to go here. And now I can use system fonts. These are fonts on my computer. Fonts Cricut makes. And I can filter. I'll just do all. And we'll filter and choose writing. It will change this to only show me fonts with a writing style. The ones with this green A, I need a drink, are in access. So anything here, if you have access, these will all be free. Let me scroll down. Do you see how many there are? Do you see how little this is and how fast they change? There are hundreds of writing files. Now, it may not look like it's writing file. Let me move this down a little. Let me go back. It should still be on filter. Let's click this one. We can also change the color of the writing. Let's get one you can see better. Maybe red. Says hello. So sometimes you can't see what it really looks like, retro script, until you click on it. Antonio, I just saw this question. The Pearl paper is being discontinued by itself. They're going to have the sample packs available. They're not going to sell them individual colors. I know, it's sad. Oh my gosh, I never clicked on this one. You guys, look! It's the Spider-Man font. When did this get there? Look how cool that is. It's a spider web. It will draw that. Is that brand new? Oh my gosh, that's so cool. I never saw that one. That is really cool. Okay, you guys, I do get a little excited sometimes when I see something new. Okay, so this will say writing. I can change it to regular. And it will change to the regular. And always look over here. There's also, when you're choosing a font, you can choose filter. You can do multi-layer images. This one is a multi-layer images. It even has 3 layers. Usually the layers are hidden. Hidden means it has a little line through the eye. So click on that and it will bring it back. But it looks like it's not one that you can see with these layers on. Okay, so this layer is just that one there. And I think it's just... Okay, wait a minute. Let's hide this one. Sometimes you have to hide different ones to see what they look like. Huh. Okay, I'm going to ungroup these because they're grouped together. I'm going to turn them all on. And I'm going to ungroup them. Now, once I oh, I see. So I could choose this one, choose arrange and send to the front. I could choose this one on top of that. So you have more options than what you actually see sometimes. You can just do that if you want single layer. And of course you can change the color of this one to red if you want. This you could use more for iron-on, so you only have one layer instead of layering it. Okay, sorry, I got a little carried away because I got excited about Spider-Man. Here's some more options. Letter spacing, if you want the letters closer together. This will move them closer together. If I were to ungroup these, I could not use these and these would not be showing up. Because I have my design space lower, I have more. You might just have all of these. You can align these. You can curve these. Curve this way, that way. I have a whole video on curving. And then you can separate the letters. If I had more lines of font, you can use these. Like I said, I have a whole video on texting. Not texting. Okay, okay, we're in text. Let's go back here. Let's get rid of some of this because we're just going to get confused. Okay, go to shapes. In shapes is a score line. We're only at 25%. So let's go to 100%. So this is a score line. You can change the score. You can change any single image at all. Anything I'm doing the score line, you can change to anything. I can change it to cut. If I want to do a slit, I can cut it. If I want to write it, I can write it. I can make it a different color. If I want it to score, that's what it comes as. Or I can even change it to print. And when I change it to print, this little thing changes to a printer. If I change it to write, it changes to a pen. Remember, sometimes there's updates in Cricut Design Space, and when there are, I show you a video. So that's as cut. And shapes, I use these shapes a lot. Can change the colors, like I said. We're going to change it just so we can see it better. And I'm going to leave these here for later, but now we're going to go to upload. This is where you upload images. You click here and you can upload a JPEG, GIF, PNG. All of these are listed here when you click on upload. If you're going to upload a pattern, If you don't know what a pattern is, don't worry. Watch a few more videos. I have lots of videos on pattern and pattern fill and print and cut. Pattern fill is only used to print and cut. When you print, you do need another printer. The Cricut does not print. And then these are uploaded images. When you do upload, I have lots of videos on upload, so we only have 15 minutes left. So we're going to go further. Okay, this is the layers panel. And this is, like I said before, this is my projects. If we want to save a project, we're going to click here. We can save it as public if we ever want to share it. You name your project and then click save. If you want to make another project, you can also save as. It'll give you an option to save as. I use save as a lot. Like if I want to make a card, I can go to a project of the basic card and then I can design more different things on it. And then I save as and I got 2 projects with the same base card. This is the layers panel. This is color sync. Well, here, let's do this first. Let's go through the layers panel. I have nothing selected. And so there's nothing to do except for change the color. I can change this to right. Move it up so you can see it. Or score or print. And it's only going to print that line unless I hit cut and then print. Notice the difference when I hit print and cut. Cut, it has a black cut line around it. Print, there's no cut line around it. But anything you print will also cut. This just shows you the difference and the little printer here. Okay, so let's go over this. First, this will delete it. The X, that's kind of self-explanatory. The undo button. This will be your favorite button. Undo is right here. You can also right-click your mouse. That means on your mouse, on your computer, you're going to hit the right button. And we only have one selected, so this is what's available. You can cut, copy. I never do that. I duplicate it. And you can duplicate or delete. You can send back or move backward. Okay. You can also do duplicate or delete here. This will rotate it to any way you want it. If you hit the shift key, hold down the shift key, and it will rotate it at certain degrees. I think every 15 degrees. That's really important. I use that all the time when I'm doing the score line because I want the score line sideways a lot. To get it perfectly lined up, I need it this way, okay? If I don't hit the shift key, it goes like this. And believe me, it's a lot harder to get it even. You would want to have some lines on here to try to match it up. But if you just hit the shift key, it's so much easier. So hold on the shift while you're rotating if you want to. Thank you, moderators. Okay, so that's all it's showing. Let's select. Let me put this score line here. Whoops, I can't see my score line. So I'm going to move my diamond to the back. So I clicked arrange right here. And I'm going to select it. You can select things by holding your mouse button down and going over both items. It's going to select them both. You know they're both selected because this is gray in the layers panel. And I can align this. My diamond must not be even. I was rotating it because it's on the right side up here and the left side over here. You can edit, does cut and copy. I never do that. Select all will select everything on your canvas. and everything's selected, I can flip it. I can flip just one item, but I can flip it vertical or horizontal. I suggest just play with this stuff. You can resize it here if you need something to a specific size, or rotate it. I usually don't do that unless like I'm doing a card base, it's 4 1/4. It's just easier that way. Otherwise, I size this way. It'll give you numbers on what size it is. Unlock this and you can change the proportions. So you can make this. Sometimes you need a little bitty bar. You can do that. You can rotate it this way, and then I sometimes change this, rotate it a little more. I have a whole video on this too. And you can kind of skew it so it no longer really looks like a triangle or square. There's lots of things you can do. Okay, let's click more. This is the positioning on the mat where it's at. I don't usually use that. Maybe when designing something, but not on a regular basis. Okay, okay, let's click make it, see what happens. So always click make it, see what happens. This one is just that score line. You can't even see anything on the mat. This is purple, so this tells you what color to put on the mat. I'm going to hit cancel. If you want this to score on something or writing, you have to attach it. I'm going to go over this next week in the video more, but you have to select them both and attach. Whoops, I hit something else. Oh, I moved my things. There we go. So now it will be attached to that when we make it. Okay, I'm going to try to answer some questions. You can see it's attached now. But I suggest you play. Oh, color sync. Let's duplicate this. Let's change color. Okay, color sync. So now it shows these. I can choose a whole thing to move up if I want, or you can just choose one at a time and move it. So now when I click make it, they're all going to be on one mat, one color. Okay, I'm going to try to answer questions now. Oh my gosh, I'm almost exhausted from... Usually I answer questions as we go. So how to add pictures and not make it public. Okay, so here is one, my assistant was working on this for a friend. If you want to add pictures to your projects, you can click share. You can add details. This makes it visible to everybody. So if you add a picture, it's visible to everybody. You have to put project name and description. You can add more photos, but everybody gets your project and your picture. So if you don't want it shared, don't add your picture, but you can turn this off so it's not visible to others. Okay? But they're changing a lot of things, so I don't know how long this will be there. You can turn off the visible to others. Okay? So if you want to see a picture of a project, I think it's best, I want to close without saving. I think it's best to upload a picture of your finished project right in here in your project. And you can put all your design space things behind the project. Like if I was adding a picture to this, let me show you real fast. Let's just add this picture. This picture has nothing to do with this project. And Oh, wait, I don't want that. I want just complex. Continue. You would want to add a name. You'd want to, if you're just adding a picture like this, you'd want to save it as print and cut. Save. And this is probably a big picture. And this is not a mystery box that's coming up. That's my old mystery box. Oh, wait. Go back to upload. I forgot to upload it. So I'm going to click it. Click insert image. And it's a big image, so it's doing that. So I'm going to cover up this stuff. And I know when I come back to this project, I can click this little eye right here and hide it because it's not something I want to cut or anything. And, save. I'm just going to do test. I'm going to delete this afterwards. So, and when I said like save as before, like now I can do save as. But if you're just updating the same project, just click save. Now let's go to my projects. Now I can see that picture of my project and nobody can use it. I can't share it because it has an uploaded image. So you can fill your thing right here up with pictures that way. We only have a few more minutes. I'm looking at the questions. A question we have a lot of times is why when I go to make a project, it says it does not fit. Let me show you. I'm clicking make it. It says image too large. At least one of your printable images is too large. It's because it's set to print. You can only print projects that are, I think, 6.75 by 9.25. I think that's what it is. So now it will. And if I want to skip over this and not print this, I can just click on this mat here. I can mirror it right here if I'm doing iron-on. I can change the mat size if I want. And click continue. See, I could spend hours and hours and hours showing you everything. So I'm just trying to show you a little bit. Okay, I think, are there any last minute quick questions? How do you delete old projects? Let me show you. I have an example to delete. So I want to delete this. You can click right here. You can edit it or delete. I'm going to delete it. It's asking, are you sure you want to delete? Yes. That project is now gone. It's still here, but I would have to resave it. And this little thing right here, what's that called? It's Shift 8, the little star. That means it's not been saved. So you want to save it if you see that. You want to save as you go. If your internet were to go out, you might lose your project if you did not save it. Somebody asked earlier, I think even before the video started, what computer tablet to get. If you're getting a tablet, iPad, you can do an iPad mini. You don't have to do the big expensive iPads. And that just has the most options and they update that faster. And computer, there are system requirements on Cricut.com, and I have a link to them in my Cricut Design Space group, Cricut Design Space with Melody Lane. There is a link to the requirements. I always suggest get a little more than the requirements. Okay, I want to thank everyone. Hold on. Shout out to just a few of the people who support my channel on Patreon. Denise, Bianca, Heather, Deborah, Margaret, Bridgetta, Treva, Millie, Tammy, Kimberly, Lynn, Jeannie, Patricia, Christine, Ashley, Johnny. Okay, sorry. We already did that. I forgot to turn those off when I switched back to me. Thank you, everyone. Make sure you subscribe. We are going to have a Patreon hangout. If you are a supporter to my channel, you can click the links below. It'll take you where you can go to hang out. I don't even have my tabs open for that. So that's where we actually get to talk in video. I get to see and hear you, which is awesome. We have a lot of fun in there every week. Thank you, Sue. Thank you, Jamie and Bobby and Glenda and Sue and everybody who's been helping out so much. I really appreciate you guys helping out. It means a lot to me. And I see there's already people waiting for me in the Zoom chat. Thank you, Ronald, for all you do. Oh, yeah, Ronald, great. Thank you for bringing that up. You can work offline if you get an iPad or iPhone. You can download the images to your iPad or iPhone or download projects, and you can design and cut offline. Not using the cellular service on your phone or anything else. Totally no Wi-Fi, no cell service. You can use an old iPhone. You can use somebody else's iPhone. You'd have to take it where Wi-Fi is to download the images, but then after that you can use it. It doesn't even have to be hooked up to Verizon or anywhere. You can use an I don't know what you call it. You can use an old phone with no service. As long as it can do Wi-Fi to download the images, then you can go offline. If you have the old expression machines, you cannot upload Gypsy anymore. That I did a video on that the day it came out, like 5 years ago, 6 years ago, maybe. Yeah, I think it was like 6 years ago when they first did that. If you were subscribing back then, you would have seen it. But I know some of you didn't know. Thank you so much, Ronald. All right, guys, we will see you next Saturday. I don't know if I'm going to be doing other videos this week. I may be, because I'm working on a big project. I might be doing one. I probably not going to do two. Both my assistants are on vacation this week, so I am assistantless. So I have a lot more work to do for other things in the business side and back office stuff. Not the fun creative stuff, but I'm working on projects and I want to get those ready. All right, guys, I love you, and I'm going to see some of you in just a few minutes. Bye.